just looking at the receiving corps from last year, a lot of those guys that have moved on. Does your role change at all as one of the older guys in this room, or how do you sort of see your role going into the 2026 year?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, your role, those older guys are gone. They taught me how to lead, how to carry themselves through their final years, just how to operate on a day-to-day basis. So my role kind of turns into learning from those guys and guys in the past who have done that, and then teaching the young guys how to do it, how to take care of their schoolwork and their work on the field as well.
Obviously, back-to-back years, you guys into the playoffs and losing in the Sugar Bowl. How much did that fuel you this offseason, and just how did it fuel you to give it all?
I mean, it's not a good feeling, but only one team can end on a win, in the playoffs. So, just gives us another goal to reach at, and just another opportunity, another game that we can learn from the mistakes and what we did wrong there, and just give you a chance to look forward.
Yeah, London, we were at practice last week. It was you and it was Ethan Barbour that had the two blue Guardian caps or whatever. For Ethan, as a second-year guy who obviously went through what he did last year, what is it about him that has allowed him to kind of have that honored status his second spring here?
I mean, he just shows like what Coach talks about, that fire, passion, and energy every day. And even when, unfortunately, he was hurt last season, he didn't waver by any means. He was around. He was doing his rehab. He was out there supporting the guys. And I think that's such a hard thing to do, especially being such a young guy and getting time on the field and something like that happening. So he's gained everyone's respect and just put in great work and continues to do so.
Yeah, you guys obviously have a lot of young, talented receivers in that room. What maybe separates or makes Talon Taylor unique from the other guys you have in that position?
Talon's, he's a great athlete, great work ethic, and he just shows up to every practice like ready to compete, just like everyone does. That's something Coach Smart harps on, and he really is just buying into it and getting a lot better as every day comes.
What factors can lead you guys to be more explosive in the passing game, do you think?
So yeah, that's one of our goals, and we've talked about just a number of things. One is spring ball is a great time to just take those shots, and the more practice you have, the more comfortable quarterback, receivers feel with that stuff. It's also great for our defensive backs. We also have talked about just playing clean football. Like if these plays happen, but there's a penalty on the play or something, brings the play back, then it was all for nothing. So we've just worried about those two things.
You were obviously a transfer that came in once. With Isaiah coming in, what have you seen from him, and have you been able to kind of give him any pointers to help shorten the learning curve?
I mean, he's come in and he has put in like so much time and just shows up to every day and works really hard. He's a smart kid too, so he's done great, and I've tried to give him any nugget I can, doing something similar, transferring like you said. But he handles his own very well and has shown everyone like why he's a good wide receiver for us.
What have been your impressions so far of Craig, Ryan, and Dallas, the three freshman receivers?
They've been great. I mean, coming in as a freshman is hard. There's so much more than just learning a playbook. Like their first time in college, they're all here early from high school as well, So, but they've been great. They've all acted very mature for their age, and they're just showing a lot of potential for what's to come and making plays on the field.
What's been your impressions of the second year group of receivers, and then also the freshman guys, and which one of those guys bothers you the most about just trying to get tips and trying to figure out things?
I mean, I think it's awesome seeing those second year guys. Like it felt like yesterday they were in those same seats, trying to drink through a fire hose and learn all these plays and everything. And now they feel comfortable and they look more comfortable and are helping those three young guys we've mentioned. And it's just basically a rite of passage being the new kid out there trying to ask questions. I give Dallas a hard time all the time because he's bothering me and stuff at practice when I'm trying to see the plays. But I love them all, and they're all just like great kids as well.
And then how different is the feeling as far as your connection with Gunner this spring compared to last spring when he's getting ready for his first year as a starter? What's the difference this time around?
I think it's just a confidence level. You can start there on both sides for both of us, because last year we're both working to fill these bigger roles. Obviously his was going from not even starter to starter, and here he is. And him just taking control and being able to see things the same way, and I can help him do that, help control the offense.
Yeah, what have you seen out of KJ Bolden this spring, and how important is he not just to the secondary defense, but to this team as a whole from what he brings as a leader?
To the team, I mean, he's made strides big time, especially even in winter workouts, just being a leader, speaking up, being vocal in the weight room when we have those 5 a.m., 6 a.m. team runs and whatnot, because it's pretty evident on the field he makes great plays and leads that defense well, but he's done a great job just getting everyone on the same page as a team.
Yeah, what have been your impressions of Sokobi so far this spring? Is he the guy who can maybe step into a bigger role in the slot with Zach on?
Yeah, for sure. Sokobi's always been a great football player and a smart kid as well, so I think it was awesome last year. He plays a similar position to Zach and does similar things, and that's a great person to get to look up to and learn from. He obviously did things well here, and is prepared to take his career to the next level. So even for myself, but I know for sure for Sokobi, just having someone like that to look up to is super beneficial.
What's kind of been your impressions of Ryan Publicity going into year 3 and Ryan Montgomery going into year 2? How those guys kind of stood out to you?
Those guys have done great this spring. You know, it takes a second as a quarterback. There's a million things you have to know before the play even happens, let alone the actual play. And these guys just have gotten so much more comfortable out on the field, organizing a huddle, whether it's making sure guys are just simply in the right spot in a huddle, to pre-snap coverage and everything. And these guys are great now. They're learning, their football IQ is growing, and being able to talk as a receiver to any of the quarterbacks who can read coverage like that, it's only helpful to us as well.
When you look at these next few weeks and just what's left of spring, what do you want to accomplish as an offense? What do you want to leave G-Day saying, okay, we got this done?
We have a young team, so I think first would just be a connection and growth factor of the team in total, and then offensively as well. We've talked about being more explosive, run and pass, and playing some clean football. So we get out of spring ball, those are the things we're shooting for and we're working at every day. So.
Just what are your thoughts on some of the young offensive linemen? Obviously, you guys have only been in pads once, but just what have your thoughts been on some of the freshmen and some of the second-year guys?
I mean, they've been great. They're all hardworking kids, and you get to know these guys a little bit through winter workouts and whatnot. But once you finally see, like you said, everyone put the pads on, it's good to see everyone in their environment playing some football, what everyone loves to do. So. And they've been great, and especially the second-year guys too. The ones who played and didn't play, they all making leaps and bounds.
What else from London? Anybody?
What about Elias at tight end, his second year on the program? What are you seeing with him in terms of year 2 for him?
Big time, like he's a big time athlete and player. Can make great plays, obviously, but just as a role model for other guys, other tight ends, we've brought in a couple in that room. So he's having a great job showing them how things need to be done and just carrying himself.
I want to ask you about the 2 transfer corners, Gentry and Braylon. Have you gone up against either of those so far, and what have been your early impressions?
Yeah, they're great guys. We had mutual connections from the teams they came from, USC and Oklahoma. So just getting to know them off the field before even practice starting, it's been great. And then on the field, they're great players as well. So it's just exciting to see some new faces out there and some new competition.
Got time for one more?
Obviously, Zachariah Branch, everyone knows he was the slot receiver, but, you guys lost a lot of other experience and there's a lot of snaps to be replaced. How have you had to kind of learn some of these other positions as well, and how much are you kind of playing a little bit of everything?
Since I've got here, I've kind of, the way they teach this playbook is it's a conceptual playbook. You're not learning one position and memorizing routes. They're all concepts. So since I've been here, it's been building on itself in terms of learning all the positions. If you know one play, then you should know every position. So it's really just second nature and just getting out there and maybe running routes, like a position that Zach would play if I was on the field. I wasn't running that route, but just get more familiar with that stuff as we go.
Thank you, London.
Thanks,
Thanks,
London.
London.
Thank you guys.